Hello and welcome back. Scott W5J here. It's another activation out here at Goodrich State Park. Another beautiful afternoon, beautiful, wonderful day. Just want to come out here and share it with you. Today we're also using an old radio, a new radio, one that I've had around for quite some time that I thoroughly enjoy. I just don't use it as much. It was actually my first specialty CW radio. It's got a huge fondness in my heart. I don't use it that much, so I am thinking about selling it on, but time will tell. We will see on that. So what we have today, you can't tell already, it's a Mountain Topper 4B V2.3. I want to say I've had this one for around 9 months. It is a great little radio, and it is, again, a specialty in CW radio. So I just want to take a look at it, share a little bit more about it with you. If you guys have been following the Mountain Topper saga, their 3B unfortunately did not do so hot. It's a great little radio. It is 3-band. However, I think they missed the mark on some things, and unfortunately they're going to rectify it. I know they've had a lot of good radios in the past. Alright guys, so what you probably already can see here is Mountain Topper 4B V2. This is a 2.3 model. So it has a little bit of extra items added to it, a little bit extra functionality, but it's an absolutely phenomenal radio. This was my first specialty CW radio. I had a QMX before this, sold a QMX, and have stayed with this one. So this is a 4B version 2.3, which again has some extra stuff to it. And the old ones, they did not have side tone frequency or volume adjustment. They do in this one, through this little port right back here. They do say to do it with a non-metallic screwdriver while it's operational, I believe. I don't really care that much, and I don't want to risk burning this thing up, so I'm just going to leave it be. I do use a speaker or headphones. It doesn't have volume adjustment in it, so if you do use headphones, you want something that does have some manual adjustment. Obviously, digital doesn't work, has to be the old scroll wheel style. So on the back here, you can see there's some quick guides on how to use it, which is really handy, as we'll talk about in a minute. The menu system is very functional, but if you're not familiar and use this radio often, it can be a bit of a bear to follow up with. So pretty simply, what's really interesting about their selection is these three buttons have to be in a line. So you can see we have 80, 40, 30, and 20. So as you go across, right now everything is set for 20. You have to toggle the buttons over, all to be in 30. And when you transition this, we'll listen to it in a little bit, but you'll hear it'll give you the dit 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 da da for 30. You know, dit dit da 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 for 20, so forth and so on. So it's pretty unique, pretty interesting, and it gives you that audible feedback. You can also tell if you're not quite there because you turn and you're like, I can't hear anything. Check and make sure those have gone all the way in and you didn't overslide one as well. So again, as I said, it is a 4-band. They say it has a wide operational voltage range, 5.5 to 13. They really say not to push it over 12 because the finals in this, if there's too much SWR, can't cause it an issue. Great thing is this does have an SWR and power meter inside of it. This will put out 5 watts with 12 volts on every band, which is really pretty nice. The other radio I've talked about before that I really like, the CFT1, it does have a bit of a declining power output as you go up in bands from 40 down towards 10. So it also does have 3 message memories in it. You see M1, M2, and 3. You have to hit RIT and then the button. So that's what kicks it in the memory side. As you go into it, as I mentioned, the transmit power is 5 watts out. Its current draw is very low. I don't know what it is on receive, but on transmit it's 750 milliamps. So again, the talent cell 3300 milliamp hour battery, multiple activations, be great for weekend camping or something like that. It does have the BNC. Some of the old 3Bs had an SMA, I believe it was, but this does come with the BNC, which is very nice. One really funky thing about it is the power right here. You do have to have an adapter for it. It does have a larger internal pin. I believe the normal pins are 2.1 millimeters and these are 2.5. Slight annoyance, but I just have this adapter. It always lives with the radio. Some of the pros about it, it's relatively low cost. You're in about 350. Again, the same neighborhood you're looking at, the CFT1 and some of the other kind of small CW only style radios. But the problem is they don't make these. You have to find them on the secondhand market. It's a little bit tough to find them from time to time. They're not always there, not always available. But you see them pop up every so often. So if you really want one, you'll be able to get your hands on one. With the variable voltage, as mentioned, if you are going to run a lithium iron phosphate battery, there's a mod for voltage reducing diodes. Get those put in there. and it'll drop it down to around 12 volts. Make it safe for the radio as it goes through. Again, too high voltage, too much SWR, and you can damage the radio. The size, again, this thing is small, it's light. I believe we're right around 8 ounces with this radio, maybe a little bit heavier. Yeah, it's right at 8 ounces. So it packs down, it fits in just about anything. Again, standard iPhone, you know, for size reference. I think my phone's a 12, 13, I don't know. But it's small, it's light, it's a great little radio, packable, easy to use. On the con side of it, again, as I said, it's out of production. So LNR is still around, they can help you get parts, I'm sure. But this design is older, so some parts are going obsolete. They're incredibly hard to get, or you just can't get them. There is no internal speaker, no internal battery. Again, for something this size, especially if you're working on a mountaintop or somewhere with a lot of noise, running headphones is just fine. Running an external battery pack, again, this radio would be significantly larger and heavier if you had to do that. So it's not really an issue. And again, the talent cells, very cheap, $30 or so off Amazon. Able to use those all weekend and reliable. And then mine specifically has a USB port in it as well, so charge your phones, devices, whatever else you've got. This one does not have automatic gain control. That can absolutely blow your ears out. We'll try to see if we can hear that here in a little bit. It gets incredibly loud, incredibly noisy. Can just be a bear when you got some big stations coming in. And as I mentioned earlier, kind of the last con that I had on here, there is no volume control for the headphones or speakers. So actually with the speaker itself, you can control it through there, but specifically through this rig, you have to have something external to regulate that. Yeah, and that's something I'd really like to see in these small radios. I'm not an engineer, don't know what it would take, but I wouldn't think it'd be that much, but it'd be really, really beneficial to have, I do believe. All right, let's start the activation. Wait, we're not in the same spot. What happened? All right, to be fair, the activation with the MTR last time did not go well. A bunch of issues on my side, so down here at Galveston Island this weekend with my family, Galveston Island State Park. So came down, family's out at the beach, and I'm here with a 17-foot whip attached to the top of the car. And as we look, pardon the mess with children, I've got it back again. So give me a moment to get set up. I am gonna put you guys on a digital recorder today so you can actually hear everything a little bit better. So let me get finished setting up, I'll be right back. All right guys, welcome back. We are on 14064, got you on digital recorder. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with this activation. Hopefully you can see everything, but just a little bit more about how the MTR4B works. Simply, I've got my Kneeboard here, got the little power bank, talent cell I told you guys about before, the mountain topper, got digital recorder down here, and a new to me paddle I got from Tim, W8TMI, thank you for that, Tim. Haven't used it before, so we're gonna see how it works out today. So far, seems pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and start calling CQ and see what we can get picked up on the RBN. Yeah, and I know this is a little weird for me, guys, because I'm hearing it in my ears and not out loud, so if I go quiet, that's all that's going on. And off to the side, I've got my phone up here, trying to check my spots and how that's coming in here. Oops. Get a copyright infringement there, possibly. Check the reverse beacon here, see if we're getting picked up at all. Nothing yet. Nothing on the RBN yet. I did go ahead and schedule this, but since I'm not getting picked up by the RBN, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Okay, I did just get picked up. line station at 7 dB, so not the greatest. Wow. Wyoming, Michigan, Arkansas. I'll take it. Pretty good so far. All right, boys, come on. All right, well, this is a first for me, doing a car-based activation in a parking lot. I typically like to go out and really enjoy being more in nature and everything else, but being a quick one today and want to get the mountain topper back out, so I figured this would probably be pretty good. I'll show you my antenna again here in a minute. First time using the clamp mount, and I don't have any wrenches, so it's a bit janky. I would not recommend you guys doing this, but in this wind, it's kind of what I had to do. Otherwise, I was kind of out of options. I did not bring a plan B with me, not being a good Boy Scout today. You know, I gotta say, no, I gotta say, with this key, I'm actually very impressed with it. I like the size, I like the heft. I actually didn't adjust anything before bringing it out today, and I hadn't used it. I just played with it at the house a little bit. And settings are pretty well. It's kind of a wide gap, I guess you could say, comparatively. But I really like the feedback on it, actually more than my magnetics. I guess I'm just much more used to the spring tension keys than magnetic, so yeah, it's kind of interesting. And I do have a KM4 CFT kit that I need to build, which is a similar 3D design. It's got some different geometries and design to it, so I'm really curious and really interested to get that going together. Is my antenna still up? What the heck? Yeah, I can see it in the air. Nothing going. All right. Come on, y'all. I got about 30 minutes I got to get. I might have to switch to hunting here in a minute, perhaps. Normally these closer to midday activations are more continuous for me. A lot of times I'll get out early in the morning and do my activations, but right now, with the family being down the road at the beach and jumping in to do this, I figured I'd give it a shot. And starting out with 3 5.59s right off the bat, I assumed I'd get some more action. Be a little bit quicker today, but Wow, that was low, low, low. Alright guys, I got a text from my wife. I've got maybe 5 minutes. That was a nice little park to park there. I think I sent my right park number. Honestly, I don't know what it is. You know what? I've got a phone. I could have looked. 3013. Okay, I sent the right number. Hopefully I can at least get 5. I don't mind failing an activation for family, but I don't want to fail for my own fault. We're just out here to have fun today, and honestly, this is kind of what happened on the last activation. Just didn't have such great luck. But the other thing I did too is I had a random wire and had the tuner, as you guys can probably see at the first of this video, and my the way it was set up, unfortunately, it has a test and it has an operation. And I was checking my SWR and I put it back in test, and I did not put it back. Did not put it back into operate. So I'm sitting there just pumping RF into an SWR bridge that is going nowhere. I'm effectively putting it into a dummy load, which is really kind of funny, but at the same point, pretty darn embarrassing. So I was trying to get over here and see if I could do anything, but unfortunately, you know, I couldn't do it. So. They said somebody else is on my frequency too, which I will double check that because I can't hear anybody here. So. Well, I see somebody at 63, 63, 67, so I don't see anybody on 64. Close the door here. Oops, get my lights to turn off. What a... The other part is I've been working a lot on QSO training as well, so as I'm going through this, I was able to pick up both times. I had 2 park-to-parks there, number 4 and 5, so that was pretty cool. Is there somebody calling me? If there is, I just can't make them out. I can't get this any louder, and I've already got it. 4 more, let's go. All right, California. Man, 20 is acting really weird today. Actually seems pretty darn long, which is interesting. Alright, I need 3 more. Come on, guys, 3 more, let's go. Really making me work for it today. Although I have no idea how solar conditions are. Yeah, no flare. Oh, I've got to slow down. I'm way overrunning myself. Especially when fast guys come in, I tend to get kind of silly trying to send too fast. what do we got? Two more, guys, two more. Alright, Mike Keenan. Ah, come on. Two more, guys. Let's go. Come on. Really? One more, boys, one more. One more, come on. Heard something way down there. Nothing. God, there could be a ton of people in here. I'm just not hearing them today. All right, I got 10. I'm trying to get one safety, then I've got a boogie. All right, cool. Well, thanks, guys. Really appreciate you joining me again today. As I said, as we're kind of looking here, let me get you a little bit better look into what we got going. So you can see we had a pretty good log today running out, so it did okay. Overall, mountain topper on the Kneeboard does absolutely fantastic. And operating from the car is a viable option, although I don't like it. But anyway, just want to show you guys a little bit more about this versatile little radio. It's a great buy, it's a great value, it's fantastic, especially getting into it, budget conscious. Will do anything you possibly need it to do. Only limitations possibly is only goes down to 20. If you want to work higher bands, it's in your radio, but 20, 30, 40. For now, into the low cycle, it's going to do you fantastic. So again, thank you guys so much. Appreciate you being here. As always, y'all be good. 7-2.